2006, the height of the real estate boom in Colorado. Amidst this financial frenzy, a perfect storm was brewing, one that would soon be known as the biggest financial crime in Colorado history. This is the story of how an unassuming man named Scott Roybal orchestrated a massive Ponzi scheme, defrauding investors of over $25 million and leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Roybal, a charming and persuasive figure, had established himself as a successful real estate investor with a knack for identifying lucrative opportunities. He promised investors exorbitant returns up to 30% by investing in his real estate projects. But Roybal's ventures were nothing more than a house of cards built on lies and deceit. The scale of the fraud was breathtaking. Over several years, Roybal lured hundreds of investors, many of them friends and family members, into pouring their life savings into his fictional real estate deals. He used the funds to finance his extravagant lifestyle, luxury cars, expensive vacations, even a private jet. Meanwhile, his unsuspecting victims were left holding worthless promissory notes and IOUs. As the housing market began to falter in 2007, Roybal's scheme started to unravel. Investors grew impatient for their promised returns, and when they demanded answers, he concocted elaborate stories to cover his tracks. But the jig was up. In 2010, Roybal was arrested and charged with multiple counts of fraud. The Colorado fraud case, as it came to be known, sent shockwaves through the state's financial community. It exposed the dark underbelly of the real estate boom and laid bare the devastating consequences of unchecked greed. But beyond the headlines and the staggering dollar amounts, this is a story about trust and how one man betrayed that trust in the most profound way possible. Over the course of this investigation, we'll follow the money trail, uncovering the details of Roybal's elaborate scheme, the impact on his victims, and the efforts to bring him to justice. At the heart of this story is Roybal, a man once trusted and respected, who would become the mastermind behind one of Colorado's most significant financial crimes. A former financial advisor, Roybal had access to the life savings of countless individuals and families. But in an act of breathtaking betrayal, he used that trust to orchestrate an intricate web of deceit. The scheme began unraveling in 2018 when the Colorado Securities Division received a tip about suspicious financial activity tied to Roybal. According to investigators, he had misappropriated millions of dollars from his clients, using their money to fund a lavish lifestyle complete with luxury cars, expensive homes, and exotic vacations. But Roybal didn't act alone. His inner circle included several accomplices who helped facilitate the fraud, among them his son, Ryan Roybal, and longtime business associate, Mark Acker. Together, they created a network of shell companies and bogus investment vehicles designed to conceal the illegal flow of funds. At the same time, Roybal was also siphoning money from his own company, Prosperity Capital Advisors, which he had founded in 2013 after leaving another financial firm amidst allegations of misconduct. In total, investigators estimate that Roybal and his co-conspirators defrauded more than 70 victims out of nearly $50 million. As the investigation deepened, it became clear that Roybal had been living a lie for years. He presented himself as a successful businessman and philanthropist, donating generously to local charities and even serving on their boards. But behind closed doors, he was spinning a web of deceit that would ultimately leave dozens of families devastated. With the evidence mounting against him, Roybal was indicted in 2019 on multiple counts of securities fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. He faces decades in prison if convicted, while his accomplices have already pleaded guilty to their roles in the scandal. As we follow the money trail, we'll explore how Roybal was able to pull